Episode 3, Basement Bible Breakdown. We're finally back in Mark from taking our little trip over to Malachi, since Mark was referencing Malachi in the very second verse here. So we haven't gotten past the second verse in the first chapter of Mark. I'm going to start in 1:1, and I'll read all the way through beginning of 1:4, and then we'll focus on 1 verse 3. Here begins the good news about Jesus the Messiah, the Son of God. In the book of the prophet Isaiah, God said, "Look, I am sending my messenger before you, and he will prepare your way. He has a voice shouting in the wilderness, 'Prepare a pathway for the Lord's coming. Make a straight road for him.' This messenger was John the Baptist." So that's as far as we're going to read. We've already gone over 1:1. 1:2 is what took us over to Malachi. So 1:3 is where it says, "He is a voice shouting in the wilderness." And what the voice is saying is, "Prepare a pathway for the Lord's coming, make a straight road for him." Which is going to pull us into Isaiah, because that's a quote from Isaiah 40. So we'll flow on over here to Isaiah 40. And there's a decent amount of stuff here I want to read. 41 actually starts by saying, "Comfort, comfort, my people, says your God. Speak tenderly to Jerusalem. Tell her that her sad days are gone and that her sins are pardoned." So it's interesting that in the very beginning of Mark's gospel, when he's introducing John the Baptizer, or John the Baptist, that he's quoting Isaiah and a specific point in Isaiah where it starts talking about being forgiven and sins being pardoned, which we know is the work Jesus did on the cross. He also says, and here's the verse that Mark is quoting, "Listen, I hear the voice of someone shouting. Make a highway for the Lord through the wilderness. Make a straight, smooth road through the desert for our God. Fill the valleys and level the hills, straighten out the curves and smooth off the rough spots. Then the glory of the Lord will be revealed, and all the people will see it together. The Lord has spoken." I'm going to skip a little bit down here because that ended in verse 5. And then he starts comparing people to grass and how grass withers, but the word of God does not wither, it remains forever. And then we get down here to verse 9. "Messenger of good news, shout to Zion from the mountaintops. Shout louder to Jerusalem. Do not be afraid. Tell the towns of Judah, your God is coming. Yes, the sovereign Lord is coming in all his glorious power. He will rule with awesome strength," like we talked about, the Davidic covenant and always having a ruler on the throne. "He will rule with awesome strength. See, he brings his reward with him as he comes. He will feed his flock like a shepherd. He will carry the lambs in his arms, holding them close to his heart. He will gently lead the mother sheep with their young." And that's all we're going to read in Isaiah. We're just about out of time here. But there's some things that we need to unpack in the next episode from Isaiah here. We've already talked about the pardoning of sins, but I want to talk a little bit more about what's going on here. Shouting to Judah, your God is coming, and him saying he brings his reward as he comes. So, I realize I owe back some time for going over 5 minutes in previous episodes, and so we're going to call it good for this one, and we'll pick up a discussion of the Isaiah reference in the next episode.